Hello there, my pulsing scabs. How you doing? We got Super Monkey Squad today with 6 towers. 6 towers only beat Snake River on hard to round 65. This is really weird, like hard, round 65. Why don't they do medium? We start around 25, but we get 18,000 cash. But balloons are stronger. We get Super Monkeys and Villages only. We only get 2-3 Super Monkeys. So realistically, what are we thinking here, man? Use mostly 2-3 Super Monkeys, and we should be absolutely golden. But we do have to get a Monkey Village as well for some cam detection. So let's get this guy going. We're going to get a Robo Monkey right from the get-go, and we're going to get some cam detection pretty fast as well. Because the first cam balloon that comes out is round 33. Now everything should go reasonably smoothly. I don't see how we could have any sort of rough patches coming on towards us. But then again, you never know. So today I was just going to talk about the worst times that I've got hurt in my entire life, or the worst cuts that I've ever gotten in my entire life. I've gotten pretty bad cuts, but never any cuts where I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to die, or anything like that. But the worst one, the weirdest one, was probably the one on my leg. I remember my friend was rebuilding his trampoline, because it was like early spring and like we'd take down all the netting and everything because he had a really cool trampoline. It was really fun. We already did a bunch of stuff on that trampoline, but we had to rebuild it. And he had these poles that we were just playing around with. We were throwing them around and everything. I don't know, because we're stupid kids. Why the heck not wouldn't we throw poles around and whatnot? So I was just throwing it into the mud really fast, trying to get it jammed into the mud. And we were seeing how long and how fast we could make it stick in the mud, because it was really cool, because it would just like stick in the mud for like half a second, maybe 2 seconds or so, and then it would fall over. So, these were pretty big pipes, though. They're from a trampoline, and they're obviously pretty heavy and everything. And I'm just still, I'm not a small kid, but I was probably like 15 or 16 at the time or whatnot. So I threw this thing in the mud, and then I was like, oh, it's actually got stuck in the mud. I was like, yes, I'm the king of the trampoline poles into the mud type of thing. And then I started walking towards the pole, and I was like, oh yeah, all right. And then my friend distracted me, and I looked at my friend, and then the pole started to fall. And the pole actually hit my leg right in the very, very front, like right where there's, like, your skin is very, very tight in the front of your leg. At least for me, my skin is super duper tight. Like, I got floppy skin just about everywhere all over my body, on my tummy and everything, on my arms. Like, I feel like my skin's pretty reasonably stretchy. But on my leg, it's like, you can't do anything with that, man. It's just stuck right there. We got a Roboplasma already, man. Whoop! Once we get a Roboplasma, honestly, I think we might be good. we might honestly be good at this point. But I'm going to get Jungle Drums, and I'm going to get a couple more Robo Monkeys as we go on, and that's all I'm going to do, man. Just Robo Monkeys all the way up until round 65. That's it. Maybe I'll even go for, I don't know, probably only can afford one more Robo Monkey. Anyways, this pole started to fall, and it hit my leg, and I can still see the scar right now. I'm actually looking at the scar on my leg right now. And basically the pole pushed down this giant layer of skin. There was just a giant gaping hole in my leg. That's the best way to put it. Is literally there was just a hole in my leg, like I could see inside of my leg. It was very, very weird and it kind of funky, and I didn't really like it very much. It was kind of scary too. But that is what happened. Now the sad thing is, because I was throwing this thing into the mud, I had mud in my leg. I straight up had mud in my leg. So what did I do? Well, I'm a kid. I'm not that smart. So I'm just like, I'm just going to run around. I don't really care that much. It was bleeding quite a bit, but it really wasn't bleeding as bad as you would expect it to for having like a big hole in your leg. It's weird. Sometimes things bleed a lot. Sometimes things don't bleed a lot. It just so happened that the spot where it was, there was like no blood in my leg. So I was like, all right, cool. Doesn't really matter to me. So I just took the skin flap and I just put it back over my leg. I was like, oh, everything's perfect. Everything's fantastic. But no, everything was not fantastic because I had mud directly in my leg. And, like, the first day, it wasn't that bad. Maybe the second day, that's when it started to get really bad. I started to get really, really swollen and very, very pussy and everything. And that's when I was like, okay, maybe I should do something about this. So I tried to put, like, some hydrogen peroxide on my leg and whatnot. Didn't really help very much. I had this gigantic scab. It was very pussy and, like, it just got so darn swollen. And it actually got to the point where, like, if I touched it, you could, like, see it move. It was like a bump and it was hard and everything. And to this day, I still realize I probably should have, even though this sounds completely and utterly gross, I should have opened up the skin flap and like scraped the mud out of my body before I put the skin flap back over my leg. Now, is the scar really that bad? I mean, it's not as bad as you might think. I got like a little red mark. That's about it. So here we go, man. We got 2 Robo Monkeys. Let's go for a 3rd Robo Monkey. Now, I am actually a bit surprised. These Robo Monkeys are not doing as great of a job as I thought they would. I thought they would honestly just like own them all. But even with a Monkey Village on top of the Robo Monkeys, We're not doing as good of a job as I thought we would. But it's still, like I said, I'm also actually surprised at how many Robo Monkeys we were able to afford. Isn't that a little bit on the ridiculous side? 3 Robo Monkeys by the time we get to round 15. We started on round 25, but we did have $18,000, so I guess that kind of helps out quite a bit. Yeah. And the Monkey Village is doing it, making them cheaper. I don't know, I feel like I'm getting more money than I should. Also, I just realized I can get a mother effing Monkey Town, dude. Oh my god, Monkey Towns. Oh, I know why. Oh, okay. So I've been stupid this entire game. I have not noticed the ridiculousness of what I'm doing right now. The balloons are, quote-unquote, adjusted. So that's why I'm getting so much ridiculous amounts of money. So this is where the 6 towers maximum thing actually comes into play. Because I had so much extra money in here from all these really, really hardcore balloons. Round 54, check this out, man. We're not supposed to have millions of mobs coming out. Okay, alright. Now I'm starting to understand the process here. So we got the energy beacon while we're at it, man. We're going to hop the energy beacon in there. And we're going to get some more Robo Monkeys. And that is going to be pretty much the max, man. We can only get 2 more Robo Monkeys. I'll put one here, put one there, and that's all I can really do. I don't know. I don't think I want to sell any of them or anything. Just kind of just once it happens, let it happen. I don't think getting a bunch of monkey villages up to 4-2 would help either. That's kind of a weird way to do this mission, I suppose. And maybe it's possible. Maybe it's possible. Though I highly recommend against it, man. So the only other times that I got hurt really, really bad was at work. Honestly, I fell in a rose bush one time. That was probably one of the worst times I ever got hurt because I like fell with my hands into a rose bush and like all of my entire hand was just like, holy crap, there's blood everywhere type of thing. But it wasn't any really, really deep cuts or anything like that or anything where I'm like, oh my god, I'm like going to die or anything. But I ended up, my sister ended up getting almost her finger chopped off by my cousin. That was really, really bad. At work as well, because me and my sister worked at the same place. But my cousin, they were trying to chop this one, like, really, really thick wire, and they had these gigantic lopper wire cutter looking things, and they were trying to chop it, and they're like, oh, we can't do it, so he's like doing it really, really hard and really, really fast, which obviously just sounds like a recipe for complete disaster. But then eventually, he missed the wire and chopped my sister's finger. And like I said, very, very lucky that he didn't chop the finger clean off. Luckily, he missed enough where he just got the skin and just cut the skin straight through, which is honestly way better than we would expect it to. So around 63, look at all these Moabs, man. But still, we do annihilate them. And if we're going to take those guys down, we know this is going to be very, very simple. Also, I didn't even notice that we have Oh My Gods coming out. The thing is, I haven't been paying attention much to the game. I've just been thinking about these stories because I'm like, hey, they're kind of fun. Random things that I did in my past, man. I really haven't been paying attention because I'm like, oh, once I get 1 Robo Monkey, I feel safe. Once I get 2 Robo Monkeys, I feel safe. Once I get 5 Robo Monkeys, this is like the only way that I could actually do this mission. Again, the only other way would be to get this guy, to get more random monkey villages. Other than that, we're golden. So that's all I'm going to have for you guys today. If you enjoyed this random mission, oh, they are BFAs. Even easier, man. If you guys enjoyed this mission, press like for me. I'd really appreciate that. And have a super duper delicious day.